Hello investors and traders, today we'll speak about China stock, Alibaba, Web and all the other news about Chinese stock market. So Chinese President Xi Jinping was confirmed to historic third term after hitting its lowest level in 7 years. So we can see that China stocks have seen their share of headlines lately. Earlier this month, sentiment was weak around Chinese stocks after the Biden administration announced new restrictions on China's access to US semiconductor technology, including restrictions on the export of some type of chips used in supercomputing and artificial intelligence. It's also imposed tighter rules on the sale of cheap equipment to China. So we can see the reaction. The Queb is the most popular ETF on Chinese internet companies. Here we can see it compounds its top the 10 holdings is Tencent 10%, Alibaba 10%, JD, Pinduoduo, Baidu. So actually the top Chinese stock for now. So now it traded at the historical lowest levels, and we can see that in 2 years actually it down now more than 80%. So very tough correction. It was a level here. Major support level was about 30 bucks, but now we even broke its support level. So now I'm not sure when when and where it will finish, but actually in my mind I think that here using the horizontal levels we can see that here there is a nice cluster. So maybe it can be a bounce to this level about 30%, and in this case we have a nice upside about 50%. It can be just some kind of bounce or something, but now it's very hard to predict because the political situation is in China very unpredictable. Also, please check their site, the momentum indicator in a monthly basis time frame. We can see that already oversold, so even lower than 30. So very oversold Chinese market currently we have. And let's check Alibaba, most popular Chinese stocks. So increased regulatory scrutiny has weighted on Alibaba and other Chinese stocks for the past couple of years. Besides the strict regulatory environment, Chinese stocks are also dealing with a slowing economy, COVID shutdowns, supply chain issues, and of course inflation. Besides this, 2 years ago, China regulators fined Alibaba 2.8 billion after an anti-monopoly probe. At the time, it looked like Alibaba stock was ready to break out of downtrend. So here in the chart, look, it's a weekly time frame. Here we have this trend, increasing trend since 2015. So here we broke this trend, and now of course it's broken. So we just falling. If we look a little bit closer to the chart, so please check. Here, of course, it was an impulse. Yeah, we can see it's clearly here. It was the first wave, the second, the third. Third is the largest in the impulse, the fourth correction, and fifth. Here it finished. Here we can check it a little bit closer. The third wave, here. The first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. So then it finished the impulse. Then we have ABC move. Yeah, it was correction, and then the correction is continuing. And in August, Alibaba reported fiscal first quarter revenue of 30 million bucks, and it was down nearly 4% from the years ago quarter, but slightly above the consensus of around 30 billion. Adjusted profit of 1.65 per share was also above the consensus. Let's have a look on it fundamental parameters. We can see the total score is 78, quite high figure. So very high amount of cash to debt. The debt to EBITDA is less than 2, so any problems with that. Also a profitable company, gross margin 36, net margin about 5%. And the analysts expecting and the EPS and the revenue to show a nice growth in the future years. P ratio is now 35, but we see forward is only 8, so it's very cheap, and the PS also 1.3, so the also the value, of course, after such a tough correction, of course, it looks very cheap. So technically and fundamentally, Alibaba very cheap. The correction itself is now actually from high levels down about 80%. So it's a lot. So generally, it's not important if you will buy in current levels or you will buy at 70, 80. Anyway, now it's we can see there side the momentum. It's already oversold. Any problems with that for this company? But of course, a lot of geopolitical issues. A lot of political risks. It's the main reason why we see the stock market in such huge problems last years. And telling you the truth, I don't have any shares of Chinese companies currently in my portfolio. Of course, it's very attractive, very nice, very cheap, very cool. But the risks for me, it's I can let to myself this kind of risks. So maybe I will add some JD or Alibaba. Maybe this one ETF Web is also very oversold. But if really all the Chinese stocks will be listed from the US stock exchange, so it will be a huge problem. So it was my opinion about the Chinese market. I have a lot of videos about fundamental analysis, technical analysis, stock market analysis in my channel. So don't forget to subscribe, press the like button, and see you on the next time. Bye.